have not seen it. So we're going to play a next video. This is the one that Nina's told us about how the enemy deceived Nigerians and tied up everyone and imposed poverty on all of us. Imagine when you finish school, like my sister said, we have sold our land to train our children. And when we are done training our children, we send them to a stupid NYSC where the children will be given stipends for a whole 1 year. These are the children we sold our lands and properties to train. And then people, when they voice out and say that this thing is too much, they will come for you. They will arrest you. They will kill you. They will do whatever they want to do to you. Because you know why? You are in a terrible country. What you call Nigeria is a terrible condition. It's a slave camp. My sister will call it an open air prison, the biggest open air prison of Black people in the entire world. And you know what? Nigeria is one single entity that is holding the entire Black people all over the world down. So far, Nigeria continued to exist under the 1999 Constitution. The Black people all over the world will never move forward. Watch the video. Thank you.
NYSC decree of 1973. For those who have been proudly wearing their uniform of NYSC, you don't question anything. We had a problem that took us to war. War ended. Instead of going to solve the issues that are still unresolved to this date, these same issues we are raising today were the things that took us to war in 1967. How do we live together? Was that not the issue that they went to Aburi and agreed, and then they came back and go on and go abandoned it at the direction of the British and began to kill people, to lock everybody down into what we have seen now? Now, instead of going to solve that problem, you now set up a scheme in which you took young people who may not have been politically conscious when the trouble began, to say, let the young people mix up. The children of the north will come to the south and see their country. The children of the south will go to the north and see their country. And as they mix up, they will understand themselves better, and it will be El Dorado thereafter. That's the front. That's the front screen. At the back end, the NYSC was a scheme by which the children of Sokoto, the children of Kano, the children of Maiduguri were sent to go and serve in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Warri, where they will be retained after the service year in NNPC, in MPA, in Central Bank, and all such institutions. Whereas the children of Lagos, the children of Ibadan, the children of Warri, the children of Enugu, the children of Port Harcourt are sent to go and perish in Kaura Namoda, in Gashua, in Brinin, Kebi, wherever. And you get there, there's no prospect of any kind of job. You are taken to rural places to go to teach. 90% of the bureaucracy of how Nigeria is being managed, whether you went to NNPC or you went to Central Bank or you went to any of all these other places, the recruitment process was in that standing instruction of retain them when they come to serve in your place in Port Harcourt, and then they put it in that constitution. NYSC is in a part of the constitution that requires 4/5 majority. That is Land Use Act, NYSC Act. What was Land Use the decree? They called it Act when they imposed the constitution later. What was the NYSC? What was the Land Use decree? The land ownership system in the north was one in which the emir owned everything, and gave only those he chose. If he didn't give you, he didn't get. In the south, it was different. Lands belonged to individuals and on some occasion communities. And so if you worked hard, you got the quantity. Your family could inherit so much, you could buy so much, but all amongst right to private property. The north, this same caliphate, targeting the lands of the south and everybody else in the middle belt, decided to bring the land use decree in which government became the owner of all the lands. In that military era, the governors who were now to be holding, the governors were appointed, governor of your state could come from Kebbi, the governor of Imo could come from Zamfara, and all of that. So these generals, these genocide generals you see that are still hanging around like demons today, they took the choicest lands all across the length and breadth of Nigeria under that land use decree, which they then smuggled into that constitution by the instrumentality of Obasanjo that introduced 17 amendments after the Constituent Assembly had submitted its clean copy. 17 amendments. One such amendment is to restore for the caliphate the states that the Constituent Assembly rejected as federating units instead of the regions. That was how we lost.
All right, we'll post this video. This video is longer than this. This is one of the best video, if you ask me, that Nina's put out there. It gives you the rundown of the whole history, all the facade that you've been seeing, and you can't make anything out of it. I remember my younger sister going to Boronu or someplace for her youth corps, and they put her in a place with giant rats. She says she used to have literally like night terror, thinking about those rats. She would be screaming, or like she says she can't sleep at night because she thinks they may come into her room. She doesn't want to take shower because everywhere is open. And that's her youth corps experience. If she tells you the story, you will be in tears. This is someone that is brilliant. In one Nigeria, she ended up in a hell called Youth Corps' location. And whereas the other people, when they come to our land, they have a house to stay in, they have a place to bed in. But you, the smart Igbo person that came, you're going to a terrorist camp. They will put you in the worst place you can ever imagine. Worst place ever. So we'll put this video, I will repost this video for you, especially if you're a newcomer on this platform. Go and watch that Nina's video. I think it's an audio. It's an audio. Go and listen to it. Everything you've been seeing that be flickering all over your head will now begin to cement, and you can make sense of it. Go ahead, sister.
Yes, it's an audio. It was put in an audio so that I can go round. We cannot finish telling the story of the woes who have suffered being in this terrible contraption. And if you say it's terrible, they will come for you. The cabals, the owners of the terrible place that they kept our own people. That is why I say that when people leave that terrible place, they become big. They begin to excel. It's an incinerator for talents, for people moving forward.